District A Police Complex. We will do some activities perhaps over on the yard as well. And welcome to this media update on Operation Road Assurance. Operation Road Assurance is a traffic enforcement operation designed to target the illegal operations of motorcycles and ATVs on the highways and roads generally of Barbados. Um, by targeting, we are also looking to seize these motorcycles, of which many are operating without licenses and insurance in place. This is an ongoing operation. We kind of we double our efforts at September in ensuring that we can rid the streets of these motorcycles pretty much, which creates hazards for our other motorists on the roadways. This operation has been going since 2023. That's a few years now. During that period, we would have had a lull as we became involved in other policing duties. We would recognize that we had a number of events over the past 2 years, if we can go back 2024, 2025. So as of September, we've kind of rekindled this effort. We recognize that once again there is the presence of these motorcycles and ATVs on the streets, and our efforts being redoubled. We'll see that we are again putting the Operation Road Assurance in place to target this activity on specific days and specific periods based on intelligence that may come to hand. Now, what we've done so far for the year, we've seized 69 motorcycles. A number is on the yard over by the District Compound Traffic Office to be displayed so that you guys can see it. We've also perhaps return some of these motorcycles to the owners once the owner comes forward and we can prove that the motorcycle is legally on the road. The motorcycle is returned, but a large quantity of these motorcycles are still at the District A complex. By way of our continuing efforts, we want to ensure or reassure the public that our efforts to rid the streets of these hazards would be relentless. We will continue to use all means available to us, including technology, to combat this lawlessness. But we also want to appeal to the general public to provide us with that information that will allow us perhaps to have a more sustainable and successful operational effort. This effort is happening at this time. We are in our youth policing. Operation Safe Season is happening, and as far as the road assurance is concerned, it will form part of the operation on specific days when we take to the streets, perhaps to combat the lawlessness occurring as right now. So we want to again make sure that these streets are safe. We understand the perils that it can cause to the road users. We understand the cry of the public in relation to being able to address the situation, and we're working arduously to ensure that the streets are once again safe.
I know you talk about lawlessness. What are some of the circumstances under which the police managed to confiscate the motorcycles? Were people doing wheelies on the highway? What were some of the circumstances?
So the circumstances generally are the behaviors of the persons riding. They ride perhaps against the flow of traffic. Sometimes they do wheelies and other stunts, and they are heedless to the existing traffic on the roadways. So sometimes these wheelies may happen in the presence and the CMV and the other vehicles, which obviously puts that driver at risk. perhaps that driver not wanting to become involved in an accident, understanding that the dangers and the likely injuries to the person riding the cycle at the time.
Are there any particular roads that you find that this behavior is prevalent?
Yes, more and all. On the Spring Garden Highway, Mighty Glen Highway, so to speak. There's one in Ears and then in Lears. There's a area in Lears where they congregate and do a lot of stunts, especially on Sundays. And you find that a lot of reports came to the stations where they have struck a vehicle, snatched bicycle and gone, and left the insurance and damages at the owner. Also, when you go up on the highway going towards the airport, they cross from one side straight across the other side rather than turning left. And there's a hazard of it as well.
Right, so say Stephen is our operation or utility operation in which we police the specific period, perhaps starting around the middle of November and go to the middle of January. And this usually includes the activities within that period, Independence. It goes on to the tour season. It also includes the New Year's and Old Year's, so we make a special arrangement to police the period. And perhaps efforts not only from within songs but within the divisions as well. However, as part of the songs mandate, we have the road assurance going. We also have Operation Broken Thread going as well. But today we've rolled out the effort to manage traffic on the highways as part of that safe season effort. With managing traffic, a number of motorcyclists are deployed. They are going to patrol the arteries leading into Bridgetown, the Highway 1, the Highway 7, the Highway 3, the Ridley Colmara into Bridgetown. So cyclists will patrol those routes into Bridgetown, and in Bridgetown itself, we will have a number of persons on foot patrol to support the effort of the traffic wardens currently. We believe that the congestion in Bridgetown is caused by persons who are illegally parked. So we're trying to have the appropriate discussions so that we can get out, look at the roadways within Bridgetown, determine where we can facilitate parking, where we want to avoid parking, and by all means put in place the appropriate signage and markings to facilitate a free flow of traffic through Bridgetown during this period.
This operation lasts how long? Or this is continuing?
This traffic management operation would continue up to the 15th or so of January.
Start in November.
Start,
How do you determine that a motorcyclist who is riding calm on the road is not really, they're not doing wheelies, but they may as well not be insured and licensed? Is it the case where we've had situations like that as well? Or do you just target those who are doing all these free things on the road?
Well, we also target the straight motorcycle, but that is uninsured or being ridden by a rider that doesn't have a driver's license. Or once you don't have a driver's license, automatically you don't have third-party insurance as well. So we target all, we don't profile just the wheeliers, right?
You said there's 69 motorcycles in your custody. I just want to find out something. What happens with the motorcycles after you all have confiscated them? You spoke about owners coming back to reclaim them, but are you all concerned that these motorcycles might make their way back onto the highway and become a problem all over again?
Well, when they come back to the motorcycle, they must come with all the paperwork in order to get back the motorcycle. So when we give them, they're legal to ride on the road. They have the insurance and everything. Or it remains there until they come with the correct paperwork.
Okay, do you all auction off any of them?
But they have a period of 3 months to gain these motorcycles, and then we have to go through the paperwork and different stages to have no option off. But we are looking at if we auction them, the same person will come and buy them, and then we are failed.
Have you all come across anything like that where these people come back, get with all the papers in order, get the motorcycle, and then they're picked up again doing the same thing?
Well, before we make this strike in not giving them until they have the insurance in order, once you bring the bill of sale that you're the owner and everything, was we will give you. We gave one to a guy from Waterhall Land, and as the Saturday he got it, and the Sunday he was back down there really in the day. So that way you say, and it was still wasn't insured. So you have to come with your insurance papers in order.
Apart from breaking the law in terms of the use of the road, any of these cycles have been set up in criminal activity? Do you have that information?
None that we have seized, but no, there are some of that being used in criminal activities, but not that we have seized as yet. We have not connected yet that nexus as yet.
So add to that, the broken thread operation, which is currently ongoing, is looking at the criminal activity, looking at those hotspot areas, looking at perhaps the use of motorcycles on the roadways to commit crime. The crime of concern obviously is the firearm incidents, shootings. So there, in general, in a more tactical way, is going after those persons who may be riding motorcycles for the purpose of committing crime.
That falls under Operation Road Assurance, or that's separate altogether?
This is a separate operation referred to as broken thread.
So and on the tank recognition that started from December 1st, you'll be able to provide an update in terms of how is it going in terms of complaints, or have anybody been charged or anything for breaking that?
Alright, so the law has been passed, and as yet we are still preparing ready to do our enforcement as far as this new law is concerned. So today, no arrest, no matters before the court in relation to this.
Mhm.
Alright, so what we said really is that we are in a stage we are preparing perhaps for the new law and the enforcement of that law, like any other traffic law, seatbelt, using cell phones, wasted driving, etc., etc. So there's a process in which officers has to be trained. There's a process in which equipment has to be acquired as well. And once we have acquired that equipment, then we are in a better position to start enforcing this particular law. But like I said, it will not be enforced beyond that of any other traffic violation traffic laws.
So there's no special operation regarding the tank here.
As of now, there's no special operation.
This is Utah season, like any other time. What advice do you have for motorists, cyclists, the general public in terms of the busy season? Anyone?
So recognizing that is Utah season, our appeal to motorists will be to be considerate in the use of the roadways. To recognize that persons are going to be traversing the shopping areas, Bridgetown itself, persons are going to be going to the various functions. We are going to be concerned about the congestion that may be caused by persons who park on the highways illegally. We are also concerned about a number of vehicles that are on the highway, predominantly for repair purposes, whether it's engine repairs, whether it's body work. A number of vehicles are encroaching on the roadways. These can cause congestion. We will want persons to comply with the various traffic signals and the road signs. We will want persons also to comply with the lawful direction of police officers as they carry out their tasks in managing traffic along the roadway. Again, if you're driving, you're going to be appealing to motorists not to drink and drive. We recognize that perhaps at some times as well, there's a gathering of vehicles at various locations, gas stations, for the purpose of dragging or racing. Again, we can ask persons to desist to ensure that we have a safe and perhaps accident-free, which is impossible, accident-free season.
Okay. Inspector Kadam, sorry to come back at you. What are some of the problems, issues that officers under your care face when they traverse the road in terms of traffic, the buses, the van, whatever? What are some of the issues that I'm bring back?
One of the main challenges and issues we are facing with the ZRs. The ZRs are very compliant and disrespectful. That is one of the main chief offenders that they encounter on the road. Relative to vehicles, traffic cars, not much of a problem. Most people are very compliant, and we speak to them about when they're going to be driving. They must have about this idea of their driver's license on them as a must. And some don't know and they will comply. Right? But the most all main challenges with these are motorcycles. Yes, that's the challenge because it's hard if you are on foot patrol or car or even cycle to track these fellows and uphold them. So that way we have the operation and we have to strategize.
And then in terms of the CMPSV operators, any particular routes?
All roads. God bless.
And this is
It's a
throughout the
culture, it's a culture.
And y'all may not have, numbers, figures, but that's why the figures were. In relation to, you said ZRs being a problem, do you have figures in there of, ticketing them or reporting them that we can have?
We don't have any specific figures to give to you now, but that can be attained. Right?
So-
But they are reported, put before the court by summons, and we also inspect the vehicle and transport them to, or escort them to NTW, where they do a general inspection, and if you don't have the fire extinguisher or certain things is not right with the vehicle, it's taken off the road until that is put in place. Let's start with inappropriately dressed in slippers and short garments. And then you congest the roads by parking and picking up other than the designated area. Look at the hospital. You should be familiar with Bucky Hospital. You in the right lane to turn right, but you want to go left, but they have the left lane blocked up like it's a bus stand. So you got to come to the lane to turn right and go left. Could cause an accident there. You want to raise again. The part up there, as you like, as you feel like, and 3 and 4 in a line. So we got to put police up there constantly to be safe and down by the hospital. So it's illegally parking and setting down other than the bus stop. That's the main issue of them. And inappropriately attired.
That's my last question, sorry. Again, outside of the regulations program. In relation to the police not only going to major accidents, not minor accidents, how has that been going?
So far, so good. So far, we have reduced a lot of the responsibility on the police so they can attend other serious matters. And the insurance going to work it out faster than if the police had to attend it because they can come together. Some may end up with the same insurance, so they will sort that out. But so far, it's been going well.
But from what I can remember, with these minor accidents, insurance still asking for the police paperwork.
But I'm not sure. I have not come across any yet.
Oh.
Because they were trained before we stopped doing the accidents. They were trained. So I don't see what they should still have to look for. I have not come across any yet.